How's it going, guys? It's Mouseball, and this is the AttackMouse Nation and my salty gearheads. Welcome to the automotive side of my YouTube experience. And guys, we have the comparison video that you guys have been waiting for. This is Corvette Z06 versus Mouseball. Now, Mike Z06 has not come up with a name for this car yet. We don't know what the name of the car is going to be yet, but when we have a name, well, if we go out and we do a run in Jasmine, well, let's just say that what we're going to end up doing is we're going to have the name of this car and Jasmine. Now, the sun is kind of blinding me, so I have to put down these visors because the sun is about to set, and we're going to be doing a photo shoot with Mouseball, and we're just going to do a quick run in Mike's Corvette Z06. Now, to explain to you guys, this car is a C5 Z06. It has around 385 to 405 horsepower, like I said in the previous video. It is painted a beautiful shade called Millennium Yellow. Now, as you know, this is actually the customary color for the Corvette C5R, C6R, and C7R, and obviously the C8 is yellow and silver, right, Mike?
Yeah, there's a yellow one and a silver one, depending on which race they're at, I believe. Exactly.
So, you know, the Corvette has kind of gone with the two colors for the C8, and the C8 has been a very dominant car around Le Mans, so the mid-engine platform does work. But let's concentrate on this C5 that we're in right now. Now, guys, the LS6 is definitely a powerhouse, and as you can see by my reaction, and again, the sun is just blinding. It's getting to the point where it's actually sunset, and man, it's beginning to suck for the eyes. But nevertheless, the LS6 is a hell of a powerhouse. Now, it's got ported cathedral heads right from the factory, and it has a full titanium valve train. Now, not to mention that it has sodium filled valves for the exhaust, and also it has a titanium exhaust right from the factory. So that beautiful noise you're hearing, which is slightly muted for my taste, but once you get to full chat, well, it sounds amazing. That's what I'm talking about. And see, that kind of acceleration you're not going to get in Mouseball. So right off the bat, the acceleration is out of control. And I mean, that's the first time I actually seen Mike really gun it that hard. I mean, I think he did it for us, all of you salty gearheads out there. So we want to give Mike a big thank you for that. But nevertheless, as you can see, with 385 to 405 horsepower, well, that might not seem like much in today's, you know, automotive culture, but you know what? It's plenty when it comes down to the actual driving experience. Not to mention that this car has a T56 Tremec transmission, so there's no doubt that this is the same transmission that's in the Dodge Viper, and it's in the C6 Corvette, and obviously I think the Tremec 6061 is actually in the C7. So there's a different transmission for the C7, and the dual clutch model is actually in the C8. So obviously there have been changes ever since the C7 went to the C8, but no doubt this car really has it where it counts. And Mike's gonna send it for sure. Oh my God, this car is out of this world. Now, one thing about Mike is he's a very skilled driver. He's done a lot of karting, and he's been in gasoline karts, he's been in electric karts. I mean, he's done a lot of race driving, and believe it or not, that's where a lot of F1 drivers get their experience, is actually in karting first. Isn't that right, Mike?
It is. And if anybody's wondering why I slowed down, we have a lovely Honda CR-V pace car at the moment, which they're not a sponsor, but yeah, no, just made sure I was totally in check and totally safe and free of tickets, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this CRV was saying, hey, you know what? You don't have VTEC, so you know what? We don't want you going any further than this distance. So obviously the Honda boys don't want to be embarrassed by this amazing piece of American machinery, that's for sure. And there's no doubt the noise that comes from this car, you know, it's nothing like a NASCAR, for instance. I mean, it doesn't have that basso profundo that you would think that it has. It's something of a mix between a staccato roar and a basso profundo. So it actually crescendos at around 6,500, almost 7,000 RPM. So there's no doubt the racing intentions of this car are clearly made and clearly intended. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the next part of the mouse ball loop, and this is by far the most dangerous part of the mouse ball loop because it has the tightest corner. Am I right, Mike?
No, totally. And just to expand on it, I know Taj Juchter, is that how you say his last name?
Yes, that's exactly who it is, Taj Juchter.
He was even making the same points. I mean, this is really when Corvette started to get their power back. Oh, I'd say after the C401 anyway. And while it's not as peaky as some smaller engines by any means, it does like to rev out. So anybody who likes your typical sports cars, granted, I don't think it'll please an S2000 fan, but it's okay, it'll blow the doors off them anyway.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, you know, there's only two cars that make an S2000 owner jealous. That's a Corvette C5 and a Lotus Elise. And there you go. And he's actually owned both of them. And Munchkin was one hell of a car, I can tell you that.
No, totally. Yeah, Munchkin really did like the rev. Can't deny that. I'm just glad. This will appease a very wide range of buyers, I believe. I'm actually really surprised that C5 Z06 prices haven't shot up through the roof like many others have. They're still relatively easy to find, but...
And that's the thing about this car. It is so docile, and then out of nowhere, it becomes a rocket. Now we're taking the outside part of the loop as opposed to the inside part of the loop because there are actually two pace cars as opposed to one. But this part is still decently dangerous. But there's more of a launch pad here on this side, and you can definitely feel the G's, and I'm on the oh Jesus bar for sure. I mean, oh Jesus is right. There's no doubt. And here's where Mike is going to really lay down the power.
Not quite right here. I'm going to I'm going to save a little bit for the return back. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so Mike is actually going to take one more hot lap. So obviously I thought this is where he was going to end it, but he's actually going to put a little bit more gusto as we go around one more time. So guys, if you're still tuning into this video, you're going to be in for a treat. This is going to be really fantastic. And obviously you can hear the little bit of downshifting going there.
Out of curiosity, can you flip it to show the outside of the car?
Actually, I don't know if the iPhone can do that. I would love to do that, but what we'll do is we're going to leave this part of the video and we're going to start recording again, guys. So guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay wealthy, and remember, if you see a yellow blur, it's probably a solar flare. Take it easy, guys. Mouse ball out.